No, I fully had a ghost encounter and it was crazy. But we don't have to talk about it right now because it's going to scare me. Hey guys, I'm so happy that you loved the last Q&A videos I did. Thank you so much for all of your questions and your comments. And a lot of you have requested another series of Q&A videos. So that's what I'm doing today. I haven't heard your questions yet. My producer Laura will be off camera asking me them. So I look forward to hearing them. And this will be cut up into a bunch of different videos like last time. And I look forward to hearing your comments. Okay. Squeezing in exercise with work and being a mom is not easy. The bike in my room definitely helps, but I do that a lot. I just did that yesterday. I was going to do it this morning, and then something happened with with my kid, and I couldn't, and then I had to come here. I also love going to the gym. It's something that before I became a mother, I would do all the time. I would go to a local gym, I would put my headphones in, I would blast music, and I would just work out. And I loved it. And I always feel better when I'm doing that. So I really do try to figure out trying to get to the gym because it gives me a little sense of, some things I used to do before I was a mom, which is always nice to kind of have just little reminders of that. And then it also just kind of wakes me up, makes me feel good, makes me feel strong in my body. So whenever I can, I try to go to the gym. I really love yoga. I always feel better after I do yoga. So try to make it convenient for yourself however you can. I was asked and I said yes. That's how I kind of end up doing things. Was in a car with a friend. He's doing the 7 summits where you climb, like Aconcagua and you climb the highest peak on every continent. And Africa was his next trip. He was one of my poker buddies and knew that I've tend towards things that probably aren't the safest. And he was like, "Do you want to climb Kilimanjaro with me? It's the highest peak in Africa." And I was like, "All right." I didn't train as much as I should because I was working and I was actually on the book tour for my first book. Because when you go up, when you get into the altitude, it becomes harder and harder to breathe, obviously. So I thought that if I slept in this little oxygen thing that looks like a stiff sleeping bag you just like slide into and like sleep and breathe oxygen, it would help me. I don't know if it did or not because I got terrible altitude sickness, but I made it to the summit. And then we came back down at the bottom, and a tradition is you eat goat. That was great. The whole thing of like climbing the mountain and camping every night and literally sleeping above the clouds. Like you wake up and walk out of your tent and the clouds are beneath you for at least once you're a certain way up. It was really, really magical. I've been on social media for a little while now, but YouTube is definitely a huge addition to that. And I love being able to share these things with you guys in a longer format, which is great. And then being able to hear back from you and get comments and suggestions and stuff that you want to see. And then being able to make a video about it that doesn't have to fit within a certain length of time if you're doing like Instagram or something. So that's awesome because I feel like I'm actually able to like hang with you. And I also just love the fact that you guys are liking the recipes and the stuff that I'm talking about. When I was directing my last episode of Orange, we were filming at an abandoned, half of the prison was abandoned, the other half was operational. So we were filming in the part that was abandoned. So when we went and scouted it and the whole thing. And then when I went back to film it, we go to walk up and I'm walking up and my writer is following me. And we have to go up this set of stairs along the building because our set was up on the second floor. But the whole bottom level is, bars for the windows and things. So we were walking and just as we turned to go up the stairs, this huge arm like juts out between the bars. And my writer was like, ah, like he did this like crazy yelp, which was so funny. I'm like, dude. And this big, but it was scary. Like this big arm came shooting out between the bars. And I looked in, I was like, hello. And he's like, hey, you're Lord Prepon. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, this big guy was like, I just watched your egg salad recipe video. He's like, I love it. He's like, I made it. And I looked in closer and it was a bunch of correction officers in their break room. And this guy with this incredible like Staten Island, New York accent, which I love, it just makes me feel at home, was telling me that he loves my egg salad video and that he went home and made it and he loves my recipe. I was just like, thank you. It was so cool. And that was kind of like my first, interaction about the YouTube channel, which was very cool. One of the best compliments I ever got was this is like before the days of streaming when I was doing 70 Show. And now that I'm a parent, what this guy told me means that much more to me. He basically said, thank you so much for bringing my family together because my kids are running around doing all this stuff and we're busy with work. And the time that we come together is when we all get together and we watch that 70 Show and we all come around together and we all laugh. So he said, thank you so much for bringing my family together. And now I understand what that means because especially there's so many things now drawing our attention in a million different directions that was an incredible compliment. And I think about that comment all the time because it's so true, especially now that I have kids. So, the fact that you create these effects on people and that, especially with Orange, that people who were feeling unseen felt heard. And when they saw my character of Alex, they felt like I relate to that person and she gets me and I get her. And there's a certain kind of understanding and like feeling seen and heard. And, especially on Orange, that effect was massive across so many different areas with all the women on the show. And, but with my character specifically, because I don't want to speak for anybody else, but for me, people coming up to me, especially women, saying thanking me for portraying Alex. And women just felt represented by Alex. And that meant so much to me. So things like that are some of the best things about what I do. The fact that I get to interact with people and the fact that they tell me the effects that I've had on them. It's huge. It's massive, because why are we doing this? So that always means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for all of your questions. We're going to cut this up in a few different videos. So subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you can know when we post a new one. Thanks so much for watching and see you guys next time.